All right, today I've got an interesting one for you here during a agent install in OpenText Server Backup, formerly Carbonite Server Backup or Evault, where you're trying to register this agent to a portal interface and it brings you back to this screen during the agent installation. That means that there's been an error during that registration and it needs reviewed for what's happening. I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. It has to do with a backslash at the end of your password. So if what you're working with is not a backslash at the end of your password, then it is most likely something else, and you'll need to review those logs for what it may be. That said, hitting the view error button on this doesn't always bring up a log. As you can see here, my cursor spun for a minute and it was working on something, but it didn't actually bring up a log for me to look at. So the next thing you might think is, well, let's take a look at the agent logs because this is, say, an upgrade or a change of portal registration information, etc. So we're going to go into our C drive, into the program files. Mine is OpenText Server Backup, but it could be Carbonite Server Backup or Evault within this program files. Inside of there, into the agent folder, and we would look in the BU agent log because that is how the registration is done to portal. And in this log, we don't actually have any information. All it's talking about is the agent is starting and it's setting it to the correct server type, but it doesn't give us an error in this log. And that's not always the case. I will have in the description down below an error that you might encounter, which is maybe how you got to this video in the first place. Now, the other part of this, especially if it is a new installation, in the address bar, you're going to type in percentage app data percentage, and this will automatically kick you into the app data roaming directory. So we need to go up one, back to the app data, and then into local, and then into temp. From here, we've got a couple of these GUIDs in the number 2. It's possible it's in a GUID, but usually it's in either the number 1 or the number 2 folder here. And then you're going to find one of these GUID folders, and you're going to find a lot of information about the installation process. For example, we've got log viewer program files and all sorts of stuff in here. The BU agent log or the webcc register log would be something to look for in here for what the error message is. And in my case, it's not even listed in here at the moment. It's just failing out directly and not creating that log. Now, the reason for that is that the agent doesn't know what the problem is. It's actually not on the agent side. And that backslash that I was talking about earlier is on the portal side as it's trying to authenticate and process all that information. Of which, if you do have your own hosted portal, you'll see something along the lines of this with the certificate error and the object reference not set to an instance of an object. And so this is what I'm referencing here with the backslash at the end of your password. It could be a very strong password with a whole bunch of characters and all that fun stuff in here, but then you put that backslash at the very end of it, and that's where the problem comes into play. So it's a simple fix. All you need to do is go into your portal interface, go to your users section on the far right side here, locate your user, and then just update this password to be something different. In my case, I'll just move this backslash into the middle of the password, for example, and I will put that into this box, and then we'll save it, and we'll go do that registration on that server again. And you don't need to go through the agent installation process a second time. You can just come in here and type in the password, and you are good to go for hitting next on it. And then the installation wizard finishes, and you are good to go for managing this agent in Portal. If you have any questions about this process, go ahead and comment down below, and we'll catch you in another video. See ya.